We are back. The Artie Lange Show with Aries Spears. Jim Norton is co-hosting, helping us out. Artie is sick tonight. Aries, you said you're back on the East Coast. We had this horrendous weather. You're in LA now. You love LA.
Yeah.
But do you follow anything that's going on, like team-wise in New York? Are you a New York?
You know, my sports really are basketball and boxing. I've never been a football dude, and I tried, but when I kept getting my ass kicked on Madden, that's when I had to retire. Yeah, because I really don't like to lose, and I've broken more controllers than I care to name. But you know, I know basketball, I know boxing, so I have to stick with what I'm familiar with. Football has just never been my game.
So you're a Knicks guy? I mean, you like the Knicks?
Here's where it's gonna get a little awful.
That's rough.
I've always been a Michael Jordan fanatic. So I was, you know, of course, the Bulls in the 90s.
Yeah, man.
But then
we are the same age. Like, I know exactly what you're talking about. Because I'm in Pennsylvania, and the Bulls are my favorite team.
Yeah, but I'm kind of like then. Don King, man. I'm with whoever's winning, baby. Yeah. I like to go to the after party.
So now you're a Pacers guy?
No, I'm a Miami Heat dude. But in all fairness, this was pre-LeBron. I mean, I'm friends with Shaq, and when Shaq left L.A. to move over to Miami, I kind of felt like he was getting a raw deal. And it just so happened that I was kind of getting a raw deal over at Mad TV. So I kind of used that similarity as motivation to go, you know what, I'm a roll with Shaq. And when he went to Miami, I discovered D Wade. And I've been a Heat fan since 2006. So I ain't just jumping on because of LeBron.
Did you become friends with Shaq because you impersonate him? Is that how that came about?
Shaq is a huge fan of comedy, man. So he would often hang out at comedy clubs and stuff like that. And I really got to know him because he did 2 episodes of Mad TV, and he was just totally into it. Big clown, big kid. And then I did the Shaq's All-Star Comedy Jam, and he's been a fan of mine and had a lot of respect for me, and I've just always been cool with him.
You know how much
plus he had sex with my baby mother, so we discussed that.
Did he
at
really?
Some point. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
but no, this was
bonding.
before I met her.
You had to follow Shaq?
Yeah, that's rough, man.
Confident. Good for you, man. I respect that.
Because he and I are friends, I got to leave that alone.
Yeah. but I will tell you what that Aries Spears face said, that Shaq should worry about following him.
Yeah.
That makes me very happy for you.
I picked up
There
on
it is.
that too.
He said it without saying it.
That makes me very, jealous I am that Kevin Hart is friends with him, that little bastard. Him and Shaq hang out.
Listen, Kevin Hart is friends with Jesus at this point.
I know.
Yeah.
This is the most popular. I actually just did a spoof, man, I off one of those commercials. I want to try to give it to you without giving away the ending. But long story short, Kevin is so hot. Like, I'm literally, the spoof is, I'm in my agent's office, and he's telling me basically, man, to take your career to the next level, you got to be Kevin Hart. Everybody loves Kevin Hart. Racist cops love Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is the funniest black man in comedy. He's the only guy that should be doing comedy. He's better than Richard and Eddie in their primes at the same time. So, long story short, he's telling me, Kevin is so hot, they're getting ready to do the Ronald Reagan movie. Kevin's playing Ronald Reagan. And at some point, I get so frustrated, I do like those sports commercial, and I put my Beats headphones on and drown him out with, I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. Because I'm just, like, I love Kevin. I don't want to sound like a hater, but this man is on everything.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, I know. And you know who's not on anything? His friend Jim Norton. How about helping your pal out? This is how embarrassing, because Kevin, when LeBron was at the Comedy Cellar one night with, I think, Dwayne Wade and a couple other guys. So I take photos with everyone, and I wanted to get one with LeBron James.
Right.
But I heard he can be a little, he's not the easiest guy to approach.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to call, I texted Kevin, and I said, look, I know you're friends with LeBron. I want to take a photo with him. So he actually texted LeBron James for me and said, look, my annoying little white friend is going to ask you for a picture.
Right.
Take it. So upstairs, I saw him by the jukebox. I'm like, hi, I'm friends with Kevin. And he goes, all right, you want to take the picture? And he took the photo.
Just like that?
Yeah, because Kevin annoyed him too. So I do like Kevin, but it would have been, I should have asked him to put me in a film instead of a stupid photo. I had one opportunity to talk to the Godfather, and I asked for a picture.
Yeah, man. And when we were talking about comedy earlier, it feels like, again, and I want to be careful how I say this, first and foremost, Kevin is super talented.
Yes.
He's authentic. But he also has that non-threatening, he smiles, he's 3'6".
Yeah.
He's cute. You can put him in your pocket. Whereas, I'm a big dude. And if I don't smile, I look like a terrorist, man. So it's like, I'm trying to figure out, I did a bit where I would do Paul Mooney talking about how to make it in Hollywood, and you can't be angry. When you grin, you win. And I did this bit where at one point, this is a true story, I actually wanted Paul to be a writer for Mad TV, and I thought if we get this guy, we're already a hot show, we'll go over the top. But Paul shoots himself in the foot because Paul will tell you that he's great. So he, of course, walks into the meeting, and they're like, Paul, Aries says you're awesome. Have you seen Mad TV? Homie, I've seen your show. All of you have stolen from me. All of you. First you stole Negroes, then you stole my material. It's real. I invented comedy. Homie, I invented it. Hollywood loves grinning niggas. When you grin, you win. Look at who's the brother with AIDS? Magic Johnson. They love that grinning nigga. Have you ever seen his grin? It's from temple to temple. He looks like the cat from Alice in Wonderland. That nigga grinned his way through AIDS. So it's just like, that's the philosophy, man. You got to put on them tap shoes, baby.
That was for anyone that doesn't understand what a great Paul Mooney that was a great Paul Mooney impression.
It's real, homie. It's real.
That made me very happy.
Very real, very real.
But Kevin's thing too is Kevin is a really handsome dude, and he's he is a likable guy.
Yeah.
But he's also a really funny dude. Like, he's a really weird. Like, when he first came into the Comedy Cellar, everyone gets kind of tested by fire there, and we would all go down when he went on because he knew how to tease people and take a beating.
Yeah.
And he would go on stage, and we would all just go and sit down and stare at him while he was on stage.
Yeah.
And he plowed through it, and it didn't affect him. We'd throw things at him while he was on stage at Boston Comedy. He's a real comic.
Let me ask you something, because I already feel like it's this way, but I want to get the perspective of another comic. Do you feel like Hollywood, honestly, is about talent more first and foremost, or politics?
Hold that thought. We got to take a break.
Oh, we do.
Little tease for when we come back. That'll be a poignant response.
This weekend for Aries Spears, Gotham Comedy Club here in New York.
Back with more Aries Spears after this. We are back. The Artie Lange Show. Jim Norton hosting. And we got Aries Spears in studio.
Yes.
It's great to meet you, man.
Thank you.
I've seen you all over everything for a long, long time. And it's good to
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
So what do you have going on now? You've got Gotham.
Yeah.
What else are you doing?
I'm booked up tour-wise for the entire rest of this year. I got a little low-budget independent movie I'm going to probably do in the next couple of months, and really try to just put together my own sketch show to sell to HBO or Showtime, because Dave Chappelle left a lot of money on the table.
Yes.
And I don't think that there's been anybody since him to do what he did. And I can tell you right now, if Comedy Central offers me $50 million, I'm not going to Africa. And for $50 million, they call me nigga 3 times before I get upset.
Yeah.
$50 million, you wouldn't go to Africa.
Nah.
And for $50 million, I would.
When you were at Mad TV, I mean, you were doing tons of sketch writing, and you were the guy there. So that's right in your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a plan, Stan.
Are you friends with those guys? Like, Bobby Lee's a friend of mine.
Bobby's crazy.
Bobby's nuts.
Yeah. I'm cool. There are a couple of people from the show who I still keep in contact with and have sort of, a relationship with. But for the most part, it's out of sight, out of mind.
Was the atmosphere, because I always heard SNL was kind of a toxic atmosphere.
Yeah,
was it less
the
there?
opposite.
It was better, right?
I mean, there were moments where, we wanted to kill each other. But for the most part, we never had that pressure that they had. We were almost like the CBA compared to the NBA, and we never really got the respect we deserved. There was a moment in time where we were crushing them in the ratings, and we just never got that respect, man. Yeah.
Huh.
You think that's just because SNL is an institution?
Yeah, it's like Goliath, man. You know what I mean? And that's 20-some-odd years of history. So, and we were on for 14 years, which, there's no other sketch show outside of Saturday Night Live with that kind of longevity.
How long were you actually on it?
8 years.
You did 8 years. And did you
so
leave
you're
voluntarily?
like the second longest tenured guy on the show.
Did you leave voluntarily, or did they say, we think it's time for you to go?
Nah, it wasn't that they said that. They just weren't. When they want you to go, it's because they don't want to pay you what you deserve.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, and I wasn't going to dance for peanuts. So
you have pride. That's where we differ.
Yes.
I'm always amazed by a man with dignity. What is that like?
Well, check back in with me in 2 years. If I'm still not where I need to be, I'm going to swallow some of that pride.
Yeah, but I try to act like I have pride during contract negotiations. I'm like, well, if you don't pay me what I want, we'll see.
Yeah.
But they know I'm a worm. I collapse. I slither back in and accept whatever I'm handed.
Wow. Yeah, well,
I'm happy to see you doing well. I really am.
Too.
And we all say that as comedians to each other, but when you know a guy Like, Aries is one of the few guys I know from way back in the beginning who I knew was funny. And I don't know if we stressed enough during the interview that you're a really funny comedian, too. And you know, not just talking about Patrice.
Let me
you're
tell
a
you,
funny act.
that means a lot because besides the fact that I feel underappreciated by Hollywood standards, sometimes I feel like in the comic world, I'm not looked at as well as I'd like to be. For whatever reasons those are, so be it. But, you know, you want the respect of your peers. But at the end of the day, my peers don't pay my mortgage, so
Absolutely.
I'm all right with that, too.
Yeah.
Aries, thank you so much.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Aries
Thank you
is
very much.
headlining at the Gotham Comedy Club February 14th and 15th.
Yes.
And your Twitter is
It's
at
Aries Spears. Hit me up. Say all the negative crap you want, and I'll fight you.
That's great. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
Coming back, we got Gilbert Gottfried. Join us.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.